Military power is a combination of various factors, including the size of armed forces, technological advancement, nuclear capabilities, military branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Special Forces, and experience in real-world combat scenarios. This in-depth analysis will explore these aspects for each of the top 10 most powerful militaries in the world. 10. Turkey. The Turkish Armed Forces, TSK, are among the largest in NATO. The Turkish Army is equipped with Leopard 2A4 and M60T Sabra tanks and focuses on modernizing its armored vehicles. Turkey also has significant artillery firepower and is developing indigenous drones. The Turkish Navy has frigates, corvettes, and submarines with plans to introduce the first aircraft carrier, TCG Anadolu, which will operate drones and potentially F-35B fighters. Turkey has also invested heavily in anti-ship missiles and naval mine warfare. The Turkish Air Force is modernizing its fleet with F-16s and plans to develop its own TFX stealth fighter. Turkey also possesses a strong drone force, including the Bayraktar TB2, which gained international fame during conflicts like Nagorno-Karabakh. Turkey does not have nuclear weapons but participates in NATO's nuclear sharing program, hosting US nuclear bombs at Incirlik Air Base. Turkey's Bodo Bereliler and Maroon Berets are elite special forces units specializing in counter-terrorism and unconventional warfare. They have been heavily involved in operations against the PKK and ISIS. Turkey has combat experience from its involvement in Cyprus, the Syrian civil war, and its counterinsurgency operations against the Kurdish Workers' Party, PKK. Turkey's military has been engaged in cross-border operations in Syria and Iraq. Syria, Greece, Kurdish militants, and ISIS are the main adversaries, with growing regional tensions with Egypt and France over Mediterranean maritime disputes. 9. Pakistan. The Pakistan Army is one of the largest in the world, with extensive experience in both conventional and asymmetric warfare. It operates Al-Khalid tanks, T-80 Ud, and Type 85 Ilap tanks. Pakistan is highly reliant on artillery and missile systems, including the Nasr missile for tactical nuclear strikes. The Pakistan Navy is smaller but growing, with frigates, submarines, and the development of new air-independent propulsion submarines to increase its underwater capabilities. Its Gwadar port is seen as strategic in the Indian Ocean region. Pakistan Air Force, PAF. The PAF operates JF-17 Thunder, co-developed with China, and F-16 Fighting Falcons. It is also focused on expanding its drone and missile capabilities, with an emphasis on air defense. Pakistan is estimated to have around 165 to 175 nuclear warheads. Its Shaheen and Gauri missile systems provide long-range nuclear strike capability. Pakistan does not have a formal no-first-use policy and emphasizes tactical nuclear weapons for battlefield use. Pakistan's Special Services Group, SSG, is among the most elite special forces globally, trained in counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, and direct action. The SSG has significant combat experience in Afghanistan and border operations. Pakistan has fought several wars with India and has ongoing military operations against insurgent groups within its borders, such as the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, TTP. It has also contributed forces to UN peacekeeping operations. Potential enemies. Pakistan's primary adversary is India, with whom it has long-standing disputes over Kashmir. Pakistan also faces internal threats from insurgent groups and terrorism. 8. South Korea. Republic of Korea Army, ROKA. South Korea's military is among the largest in terms of personnel. It operates K-1A2 and K-2 Black Panther tanks and is continuously modernizing its armored and artillery systems to counter threats from North Korea. Republic of Korea Navy, RON. The RON is expanding its blue water navy capabilities. It has destroyers, frigates, and submarines, including the KDX-3 Sejong the Great class destroyers with Aegis missile defense capabilities. South Korea has also recently launched its first amphibious assault ship capable of carrying F-35B jets. Republic of Korea Air Force, ROKAF. South Korea operates F-35A, F-16, and KF-21 Boramai, an indigenous 4.5 generation fighter jet. The Air Force focuses on countering North Korea's ballistic missile threat and regional air superiority. South Korea does not possess nuclear weapons but is under the US nuclear umbrella as part of the extended deterrence policy. There has been domestic debate on whether to develop an independent nuclear deterrent. South Korea's 707th Special Mission Battalion, also known as White Tigers, is specialized in counter-terrorism and special operations. South Korean Special Forces have close ties with the US and are highly trained in mountain warfare and urban combat. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, remains the defining combat experience for South Korea. It continues to face provocations from North Korea, including the threat of missile and nuclear attacks, and frequently engages in military exercises with the US forces. North Korea is the most direct threat. However, growing concerns over China's rise and territorial disputes, for example, Dokuro/Takeshima Islands with Japan, are also significant. 7. Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, JGSDF. Japan's military is officially a self-defense force and is constitutionally restricted from offensive operations. Despite this, the JGSDF is highly advanced and focuses on island defense and missile defense. The ground forces use Type 10 and Type 90 main battle tanks and advanced anti-aircraft systems like the Type 03 Chusam. Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF. Japan has one of the most sophisticated navies in the world, with powerful destroyers, submarines, and helicopter carriers, for example, Izumo class, which may soon operate F-35B fighters. The Aegis destroyers form the backbone of Japan's ballistic missile defense. Japan Air Self-Defense Force, JASDF. The JASDF operates state-of-the-art F-35A Lightning II jets, F-15J fighters, and has advanced early warning and missile defense systems. Its mission is primarily focused on defending against threats from North Korea and China. Japan does not have nuclear weapons but maintains a policy of nuclear non-proliferation. However, Japan's civilian nuclear technology means it could develop nuclear weapons relatively quickly if necessary. Japan's Special Forces Group, SFGP, is elite, trained in counterterrorism and special operations. It was created in response to rising global threats and works closely with the US military. Japan has not engaged in active combat since World War II, due to its post-war pacifist constitution. However, it has participated in peacekeeping missions and conducts joint military exercises with the US forces and regional allies. North Korea and China are considered the primary threats, particularly due to territorial disputes in the East China Sea, Senkaku/the Oahu Islands, and concerns about North Korea's missile program. 6. United Kingdom. The British Army is small but well equipped, with Challenger 2 tanks, Warrior IFVs, and an extensive cyber warfare division. The Royal Navy boasts 2 new aircraft carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth and Prince of Wales, and a strategic submarine force of nuclear-armed SSBNs. The Royal Air Force, RAF, fields Eurofighter Typhoons and is transitioning to F-35 stealth fighters. The RAF has a global airlift capacity and provides strategic bombing support. The UK has around 225 nuclear warheads and maintains its deterrent via Trident ballistic missiles deployed on Vanguard-class submarines. The SAS, Special Air Service, and SBS, Special Boat Service, are world-renowned for their counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, and direct action capabilities. The UK has extensive combat experience in Afghanistan, Iraq, and counter-insurgency in Northern Ireland. Its special forces have been involved in covert operations globally. While traditional enemies include Russia, the UK focuses on global terrorism, particularly Islamist extremism. 5. France. The French army is smaller but technologically advanced, focusing on expeditionary warfare. It is equipped with Leclerc tanks, VBCI infantry vehicles, and advanced artillery systems like the Caesar howitzer. The French Navy operates 1 nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, Charles de Gaulle, and a formidable fleet of nuclear submarines and frigates. It focuses on global reach and power projection. The French Air Force operates Dassault Rafale jets and has strong strategic airlift capabilities with A400M Atlas transport aircraft. France has around 290 nuclear warheads, with nuclear submarines forming a key part of its deterrent force. France's Gagain, Commandos Marine, and Vanner Rapima are among the best-trained special forces in the world, specializing in counter-terrorism and reconnaissance. France has combat experience in Africa, for example, Operation Servile in Mali, the Middle East, and in global counter-terrorism operations. France is primarily concerned with terrorist threats in North Africa and Islamist extremists. 4. India. The Indian Army specializes in mountain warfare and has substantial experience operating in high-altitude areas like Ladakh and Siachen Glacier. It maintains over 4,000 main battle tanks, MBTs, including T-90s and Arjun tanks. The Indian Navy operates 2 aircraft carriers and a growing fleet of nuclear-powered submarines, for example, INS Arihant. Its blue water navy capabilities focus on dominance in the Indian Ocean region, IOR. The Indian Air Force, IAF, fields over 2,000 aircraft, including Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, Mirage 2000, and newly inducted Rafale jets. It is modernizing to strengthen multi-role fighter capabilities. India has approximately 160 to 170 nuclear warheads and adheres to a no-first-use nuclear policy. Its Agni series of ballistic missiles provide a strategic deterrent. Elite units like Para-SF, Marcos, Marine Commandos, and the National Security Guard, NSG, are highly trained in counter-terrorism and direct action missions. India has fought several wars with Pakistan and China and maintains ongoing counter-insurgency operations in Kashmir. Pakistan and China are India's primary adversaries, with territorial disputes along the Line of Control (LOC) and Line of Actual Control (LAC). 3. China. The People's Liberation Army (PLA) is the largest in the world, with 2 million active personnel. It has modernized with the introduction of Type 99 and Type 15 tanks and advanced artillery systems. China also focuses on cyber warfare and space-based capabilities. The People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, is growing rapidly. With 2 operational aircraft carriers, Type 055 destroyers, and a large submarine fleet, China aims to project power, particularly in the South China Sea. The PLA Air Force is the 3rd largest, with around 3,000 aircraft. Modern additions like the Chengdu J-20 stealth fighter have boosted its capability. China also focuses on drone warfare and electronic warfare. China has a smaller nuclear stockpile compared to the US and Russia, estimated at around 400 nuclear warheads. It is increasing its ICBM arsenal and focuses on second strike capabilities. The PLA Special Operations Forces are growing in importance, with units like Snow Leopard Commando and Falcon Commando being trained for asymmetric warfare and counterterrorism. China's last major combat experience was during the Sino-Vietnamese War in 1979. However, it engages in skirmishes along the Indian border and maintains strong control over internal security in Xinjiang and Tibet. United States, India, Japan, and Taiwan are the main geopolitical adversaries. China's claims over the South China Sea put it in direct conflict with Vietnam, Philippines, and other ASEAN nations. 2. Russia boasts a powerful land army with a significant number of T-90 and T-14 Armata tanks, artillery systems like the Tu-S-19 Mster, and BM-30 Smerch rocket launchers. It has extensive anti-air and missile defense systems, such as the S-400 and S-500. The Russian Navy includes nuclear-powered submarines, with strategic missile submarines, SSBNs, forming the backbone of its nuclear deterrent. The Navy is divided into Northern, Pacific, Black Sea, and Baltic fleets, with the Northern Fleet being the most powerful. The Russian Air Force fields advanced multi-role fighters like the Su-35 and Su-57, along with strategic bombers such as the Tu-160 Blackjack and Tu-22M. Russia also has robust air defense systems. Russia holds the world's largest nuclear arsenal, with over 6,000 warheads. Its Topol-M, RS-28 Sarmat ICBMs, and SLBMs give it second strike capability. Spetsnaz are Russia's elite forces, involved in special operations, counterterrorism, and covert missions. Units like GRU Spetsnaz and Alpha Group are well trained in asymmetric warfare. Russia has recent combat experience in Syria, Chechnya, Georgia, and Ukraine. Its military interventions in Syria were key in maintaining the Assad regime. The primary rivals are NATO, particularly the United States, and regional adversaries such as Ukraine. Tensions with Eastern European countries are also significant. 1. United States. The U.S. Army is technologically advanced with capabilities in land warfare, cyber operations, and space warfare. With thousands of M1 Abrams tanks, Bradley fighting vehicles, and Stryker combat vehicles, the U.S. Army can project power globally. The U.S. Navy dominates the seas with 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, making it the largest carrier fleet in the world. Its nuclear submarines, destroyers, and littoral combat ships give it unmatched global reach. The U.S. Air Force, USAF, is the largest and most technologically advanced in the world, with stealth aircraft like the B-2 Spirit and F-22 Raptor. The USAF also has a robust drone fleet, for example, MQ-9 Reaper. The US possesses around 5,500 nuclear warheads and maintains a nuclear triad of land-based ICBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, and strategic bombers. This ensures deterrence against any nuclear threat. Elite units such as Navy SEALs, Delta Force, and Army Rangers are highly specialized in counter-terrorism, direct action, and reconnaissance. These units are often deployed in covert missions worldwide. The US military has extensive combat experience across multiple conflicts including World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Its military-industrial complex ensures it remains technologically ahead. The primary strategic competitors are China and Russia, with additional tensions involving Iran, North Korea, and global terrorist networks like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. These 10 nations not only possess immense military power but also shape global geopolitical dynamics. Their combined army, navy, air force capabilities, nuclear deterrence, and specialized forces demonstrate a blend of technological advancement, strategic planning, and combat experience. Many of these countries are involved in regional conflicts or international power struggles, which keeps their military forces in a state of constant readiness. Their special forces are among the most elite units globally, while their combat experiences over the decades influence their strategic military doctrines. Stay tuned to this channel for more military breakdowns and analyses. Like, share, and subscribe for more.